Do I likely think that Dr. Umar is a deadbeat father to his two daughters simply because of their gender? Well, yes, actually. I kind of do think that. Something that I've seen is just how common it is for Black men to feel like, because this isn't the gender that I want, this isn't the gender that's going to help my brand, I'm not going to stand beside.
I wasn't there for my daughter. And she may expose me on one of these podcasts one day and say, Daddy, you're the reason I can't find good Black love because you never validated me as a woman.
You feel me? If you with me, you with me. If you ain't, you ain't. I'm not begging nobody. The only thing good that's coming out of this unfortunate situation is everybody got to pick a side. Pick a side and stay on it.
Sometimes it don't make no sense. Does it really have to? There is nothing I can say.
Hi, welcome to Mayowa's World. Hi y'all, welcome to Mayowa's World. My name is Mayowa, and on my platform I talk about colorism, featureism, texturism, and Black erasure. Today we're going to be talking about the Prince of Pan-Africanism, Dr. Umar. So today's topic is going to actually be talking more about misogyny and misogyny in Pan-African spaces. Today we're going to be talking about the Hotep to Deadbeat baby daddy pipeline that I think is a lot stronger than a lot of us could have anticipated. For those who don't know, Dr. Umar's alleged daughter has come forth and said a lot of very disparaging things about her dad.
My biological father is Dr. Umar. He has another daughter. I tried to contact him about, getting to know my sister on my dad's side. I asked him if he knows her or if he has her number. He ignored me and never responded. I'm 22 years old now. My dad has never been to anything important, no graduation, no birthday parties, nothing. He has not been in my life. You can't get on Instagram and get on social media and portray to be an activist and talk about how Black kings need to be with Black women, but you're not even in your Black woman's daughter's life. It doesn't make sense. You're being a hypocrite.
And mind you, it's not very shocking for someone to have a very strained relationship with their father, or pretty much a non-existent relationship with their father. But what makes it particular with Dr. Umar is the fact that he has really built his entire brand off of talking so much about the Black family structure and the Black family.
When do you begin to see the rise of the single-parented Black female household? 1970. After they doctors and they determined that the Black power base was the Black family.
At the end of the day, if I'm going to call myself a man, the ultimate responsibility for reconstruction of the Black community rests with me.
A lot of his really famous quotes, I'm sure you guys have heard it. He has become a big meme for pro-Blackness. He has a lot of commentary about interracial dating. He has a lot of commentary about LGBT people. He has a lot of commentary about building up Black men and dating. And to me, I was under the impression that most people thought Dr. Umar was a joke, and he kind of just comes off as a social media commentary, somebody who's trying to, get their little likes up on social media. And I didn't realize that people started to take him seriously until I started to see a lot more panels that he was on at universities, as in university students are asking to have Dr. Umar come and talk to them about Black issues. And that's when I said there is a very big problem here. Dr. Umar is a misogynist wrapped up in pro-Blackness. And you can just tell that when he talks about pro-Blackness, Black women are really not at the forefront of his mind. He really is thinking about the progression of Black men. And that is something that I had to learn within activism spaces, is that you think everyone, when you hear pro-Black, you would think it's for all Black individuals. But because of colorism and misogyny, a lot of times when people think of Blackness, they think of men, which is often why if you see a movie, they'll be like, oh, we have diversity, we have Black people, and the Black people are talking about is men. People really just can't factor in how misogyny plays a role in Blackness. And Dr. Umar's analysis on Blackness really just never focused on misogyny. And what I will say is, As someone who is a queer woman, I knew he was not a serious person by how he talked about gay people and trans people and lesbians. He saw lesbians as a preventative measure to pro-blackness. He used to say that gay people, because they're in same-sex relationships, it's preventing procreation.
LGBTQ is the new birth control pill. Why do I say that? 2 men cannot reproduce. 2 women cannot reproduce. And now they're even transgenderizing our children. LGBTQ is one of the greatest weapons of white supremacy against the survival of African people.
That analysis of seeing Black couples and thinking that every Black couple has to procreate is often really rooted in misogyny, because that is the expectancy that the woman has to make babies for you. And a lot of times men only see women as wombs to have them create their child. And he very much so kind of gave that. He very much so gave every woman is a womb making person. And it was just, to me, also very annoying how he rewrites history and talks about how being queer is very un-African, when there's actually so much documentation about queerness being very much so African, very much so being Black, but due to colonialism, it became demonized. And that's why there is a lot of homophobia and transphobia on the continent. It's because of a lot of legislative laws that are still going on till now happening in Africa. There's a lot of money being put to making Africa a more homophobic, more transphobic place, when that wasn't what it was before colonialism. But Dr. Umar doesn't care about that, because for him, it's all about the aesthetics. I knew his brain was not correct when I saw him defend Diddy and R. Kelly and Bill Cosby. And just the way that he talks about it, as if he turns misogyny into some kind of conspiracy theory. He's like, oh, there's a conspiracy theory as to why now Diddy, if Diddy's been doing this for a long time, why is it only now that he's being held accountable? And it's I don't care if it's now. I don't care if it was 5 years ago. I don't care. You can be guilty of a crime and still be affected by anti-Blackness. Diddy is likely guilty of crimes that he's done. And there's actual footage of him harming Cassie. And I don't really see him speaking up on that. And I knew Dr. Umar was a dodgy man when there was this footage of him speaking on a panel, and this woman comes on, tries to interrupt his performance to say something. And he later was like, oh, I don't know her. You, in my mind, you knew her, allegedly. You knew her.
This thing, brothers and sisters. And the white man knows you well because he's written books on you.
How many books?
They say the Negro entrepreneur. Who's that queen?
I was with you last night.
You wasn't with me last night. I never seen you in my life.
Look at my book. Look at my bag.
Keep speaking, King. Keep speaking.
Yes, I'm going to keep speaking. I've never seen a sister a day in my life.
Though I don't believe a woman would just come and do that if she didn't know you and something went wrong. I wouldn't be surprised if Dr. Umar is on the same caliber as people like Diddy and Bill Cosby and R. Kelly in some way or another, because of how he defends them. Pay attention to who people defend. Nothing about him gives I care about anybody who's not a man. Everything about him just really gave pro-Black men, pro-Black boys. And the fact that his daughter came out and talked about how he's a deadbeat dad, I am not shocked by that. The daughter came forth asking for information on her other sister because apparently he has another family out and another daughter. Do I likely think that Dr. Umar is a deadbeat father to his 2 daughters simply because of their gender? Well, yes, actually. I kind of do think that, because he talks so much about Black boys and Black men. And something that I've seen is just how common it is for Black men to feel like, because this isn't the gender that I want, this isn't the gender that's going to help my brand, I'm not going to stand beside. And you know what gets me about his whole daughter that's come online allegedly is that she is his match. I really believe she is his match. And that is something that happens so frequently. It is so common for fathers or parents to give birth to their match, as in the person that will challenge them the most, the person that will hold them to terms the most, the person that will hold them accountable. And she really seems like that, because the fact that she is coming forth, saying everything that he's done. And then even when people are asking for interviews, she's giving her rates. She doesn't play about her money, and neither does her daddy. And it's funny because that is just such a thing. you know, and the fact that she came out looking for her sister just shows that she is someone who is trying to uplift women, because Dr. Umar's mission was never really about uplifting women. He was always about uplifting boys and men. And to be honest, I actually think Dr. Umar is worse than Nick Cannon, because at least with Nick Cannon's breeding farm, he claims all of his children. Like, Nick Cannon has been like, yeah, these are all my children publicly. He will do a photo shoot on rotation every year with all of his 15 kids. He will be there and claim them. But Dr. Umar, I didn't really see him. I mean, obviously with his alleged daughter coming forth, it's giving he's not claiming me. And the fact that he was writing her the way he was and calling her a struggle live streamer, it just sounds like somebody who is trying to be very harmful to your own child, your own seed. And children really have a gift if you pour into them.
His mothers felt they should have become my wife purely due to pregnancy. And I told them I would not make a lifelong decision about who I'm going to spend the rest of my life with purely based on pregnancy. I said we can continue to explore, to date. I would like to move in with you. We have to learn more about each other before we decide to spend the rest of our lives together. And they arrogantly said, it ain't going to work that way. I need to be your wife, and I need to be your wife now. Had they been a little bit more patient and humble with me, either one, they would have became my wife.
I don't think deadbeats get enough lashings. Like, I really think that they need to be, you know how back in the day people used to do witch hunts? They didn't do that with deadbeat daddies. Yeah.
And I'm telling you, black men are responsible for her being masculine because we have not helped her raise them children.
I am
and
not.
when I say help them raise them children, I don't mean you as the stepdad.
No,
I mean you as an active member in the community. She got masculine because she had to become masculine. The black woman has been the be all in all in our community for half of a century.
You think that you can contribute 50% to getting somebody pregnant and then just leave? No. Because, you know, people don't factor in the amount of stress that puts on one woman or one person, one parent, to raise a child completely. I can't imagine the amount of stress I would feel to be one person taking care of a flock of children, or even just one child like that. And then the stress that puts on this person, it could easily take away years of their life because they're not having support with caring for a child. That literally takes a village. And you would know, Dr. Umar, because you talk about the village needed so much. But what exactly is the village needed for? I feel like the village is needed to fund your school that hasn't been built in 2 decades, allegedly. That's what it seems like you want your village for. I don't really believe anybody should listen in a serious way to the words of community by anybody who is a deadbeat. No. And then, you know, the funny part is Dr. Umar is so like Pan-African and like really into like African ways. And I just feel like he also took on the very like annoying stereotypes of African dynamics of like, I'm just going to spread my seed everywhere. I'm just going to get as many people as I can because I don't really care about raising each person. I just want to be able to say that that's mine, that's mine, that's mine, that's me. I don't like that. For all of the straight women, notice how your partner reacts to queer people, to gay people. Because if someone is homophobic, baby, you are next. It might be a couple months, it might be a couple years before you will get your lashing, but the way that that person dislikes queer people and is homophobic, misogyny is right on the corner. Misogyny, homophobia, transphobia, they're all in the same hand. Like, there is nothing positive about someone who is negative, who is harmful towards somebody who's actually in the Black community. So, yes. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Bye.